This isn't good. The rain's probably starting to come in now, and I'm right back at the bottom, so I've got to get back to the top. Although, just spotted a photograph. So I've come to a place not too far from where I live. There's a big weather front coming through, so I know it's going to be raining really soon. But I figured the leaves are turning brown, so I should be able to get a kind of an autumn scene in this place that I'm going to. Well, that's the plan anyway, and I should have parked there. So this location I'm at, I've got this stream running through the vale. The leaves have started to fall. Might end up being a location scout. There's still a lot of greenery around. Now this is my first time along this river, so I'm hunting for compositions. And that's what you've got to do. If it's your first time to a location, just hunt for compositions. Start looking, get your camera out. And actually that's the point, I should get my camera out. And then I'm going to try and find different compositions and different framings. What I am noticing, which is great, is that there's lots of brown leaves on the ground. I've just spotted a shot. Now the thing that drew my eye to this one is that we've got the river in the background. I've got this arc in the foreground with these rocks, and then the trees come over the top. So it kind of frames the shot. And there's people walking in the distance. So I'll get one quickly now. This is just a test shot, and I like the layering in the river. If there was one person in the background, it might have worked a bit better, and I want to find a better composition. What I do like to do when I'm at a new location is just shoot handheld for a bit and kind of get the feel for the location. It's amazing when you're off the tripod, how many different compositions you can get in such a short space of time. With this shot, if I'd have been on the tripod, it would have taken much longer, but I didn't think it was that good, and I didn't think it was working that well. So I'm gonna carry on exploring, again, because of that time limit and that impending storm. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. And with the orange and brown leaves above it, that might be a good one to get. I'm not liking the color of the water. It's really brown. I'm guessing up here in the Peak District, it's been raining a little bit. So that's added to the peat in the water, making it a lot browner than it should be. With the magic of editing, I got rid of that brown color in the water, and this makes the water brighter and more of a feature in the frame. Hello. No. I've got my polarizer on, and I'm just going to use the settings to get the shutter speed low enough. It's quite dark here, we're under quite a lot of trees, so I don't really need a strong ND filter. So I don't like this bracken at the bottom, so I either have to tip it down to bring it in completely. Let's maybe try that. So we're including the bracken. But I still think this is quite wide, so I'm going to go a little bit tighter. If I go really wide, I start getting the sky at the top. So I just want to cut that out because that's just distracting. The interesting thing with this shot is I didn't see that tall, thin tree in the frame on the back of the camera. But as soon as I had it on the computer screen, it really was distracting. Luckily, there are better compositions to come. And then I'm going to go even tighter again. One thing I like to do is go really long on a lens, especially when it comes to waterfalls like this. You can get so many things and you can compress them up really nicely. I'll film on this and show you what I mean. So this is the scene I've got in front of me. There's no real focal point. You've got this river coming around and it goes into nothingness. I suppose that white bit there is a focal point, but it's not brilliant. So If I get rid of all of that in the foreground, I'll scrunch it up to there.
This is another test shot and handheld, so the aperture was wide open, making the foreground and the background out of focus. Now, this is the editor Mike, wondering if photographer Mike liked it.
No, I don't think it works. There's not enough of the stream in there from this distance. With a compressed shot, sometimes it has to be a little bit steeper so you can get it all in and it kind of makes sense. That just looks like bits of white water amongst moss-covered lumps of rock. So, we've got this bit of water here, which looks quite interesting, but the bridge is in the way. This bit of water looks interesting, but you've got all of this horrible brown, dead trees there. Then it goes down again, down to that one. I'm going to look just past that bridge, or maybe even there's a little stream in here, maybe down here somewhere. Got to be one here somewhere. Oh, maybe there, or maybe there. So I reckon from this rock, I tried shooting at 28mm, but it's just too tight. So I'm going to go wide out. The rain's holding off at the moment, so doing all right for time. Even though I've got the tripod out, I'm not going to put the camera on it yet. I'm going to work out my composition and then use it. I'll probably put it out the way, to be honest. We'll leave it there for now. So I want the bridge in the shot, but also the stream flowing out of the bottom right-hand corner. So if we zoom out to 17, I think 17 at that level will work really well. I think I might go a little bit lower maybe, although I don't want to lose where the stream's coming from. So I've got the stream up here and it comes down and through the shot. Whereas if I went lower, I'd lose that connection with the river coming underneath the bridge. That's my theory anyway. Now I'll just check the focusing. So that's the shot. Zoom in. The middle looks all right. Go down to the bottom. That focusing looks all right. Let's go up to the top of the bridge. Bridge looks okay as well.
I like this composition, but I think it might look better as those autumn colours come through. Now, sometimes you don't have the luxury of being able to come back to a location for a second time. If this is the case, you can always buy some presets. See the link in the description.
Oh, I like that as well. That actually works there. Now I like that low shot, but it was just a bit too wide on the 15. So even though I'm shooting at f11, I'm going to stack this one just in case. I focused in the middle, the top, and the bottom. Now often you see leaves in the foreground. I've got this one, but it doesn't really work. So we're going to put that one there. Now, I know that was a little bit of cheating in putting that leaf in the foreground, but I've seen so many shots like this where there just happens to be this perfect leaf in that foreground. And I think most people kind of cheat when it comes to it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you an advocate of putting something in the foreground to make it more interesting, or do you prefer keeping it natural? The leaf does add to the shot, but in a way it's kind of distracting as well. So I kind of prefer the one without the leaf. Oh, that got me right in the eye. It's definitely starting raining. Oh, yeah, need to carry on. Now this one's okay, but I don't like this branch here coming in the way. Just messes up the whole shot. And also, the river disappears before you get to the bridges. So I'm going to keep on walking. I'm really happy with that shot that I got there, so that's all good. When I get to a location that I've never been to before, like this place, I'll just have my camera, I'll shoot handheld, I'll see what I can find. And this place, there's so many different compositions. There's one overhanging the bridge, Obviously I can't put my tripod there, so I've done it handheld. And then from here, it's nice, but a super wide doesn't cut it here. So that's 28, and that actually works quite well. Maybe I have it there. I'm just seeing where the sky is. So we can see the sky at the top there. So we can come down to about here. Now, I'm struggling with this one a little bit. There's a brown rock in the corner that's really distracting. Could shoot here, but it kind of truncates the water. And if I walk closer to it, I then lose the bridge at the top. So then I come down, and again, that brown rock is in the corner. So I think I'm going to shoot from here and then do a little bit of magic to get rid of that brown rock. That's the plan anyway. I might get away with cropping this rock out, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's interesting looking back through these photographs. The first one was super wide and was far too busy. As a vertical, it's a bit better, but still a lot of distractions and basically too much in the frame. This one is better, but that brown rock just pulls the eye out of the frame. I think this last one tidies up the location a lot more.
Now, what this shot needs is an idiot in an orange jacket. Now, I don't normally do these shots where I'm in the frame, but it does add a little bit to the shot. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments below. Now, when you do walk down a river like this, if you can, make time to be able to walk both ways. It's amazing the different compositions you can see when you are walking the other way. So let's say, for instance, here, when I was walking down, I was looking this way. Didn't notice that at all. But coming back up, I've spotted a potential composition. So this is the wide. That could work. Now that's the one I like better. Gonna have to shoot it off a tripod because my hands are shaking. So I've zoomed in a little bit more, but the tree in the background is a bit squint. It's throwing out the composition a little bit. I've tilted the camera to follow it. I don't know, it just doesn't look quite right. I focused on the tree with the brown leaves because that kind of stands out to me, and the river draws your eye up to that. The compression is really nice, it's squashing everything together. I'm getting far too carried away here, and the rain's getting heavier by the minute. No, it's probably started to rain now. Camera's a little bit wet as well, but it should be all right. The waterproofing on the A7 IV is pretty good and pretty sturdy, as is the A7C that I'm filming with. Wow, it's probably coming down now. I'm almost back to the car, but I got pretty soaked. But all in all, a really good day. And even though I'm running over this rocky ground, haven't twisted an ankle, so bonus.